This week on JTV, we're introducing a brand new range of colors from DECO Beads and JRM Chemical and creating this beautiful, color-based illuminated centerpiece. Everyone is so excited about DECO Beads. No matter where I go, whenever we're creating things using the DECO Beads or the DECO Cubes, everyone is mesmerized by these incredible products. And I have exciting news for you today. There are over 24 new colors of DECO Beads available from JRM Chemical. We have samples of all of them here today. You can see this wide rainbow of colors, so there's a color for just about everything that you want to use. You know, I love the root beer. And another favorite, that peachy keen, that's pretty incredible. Think about the different things that you can do or the way that you can combine these colors together to create the exact impact that you want for your next special event. Today's project actually features the use of two colors combined together. We'll be using the new spring green, a nice, wonderful light green like that, and turquoise. Turquoise has become one of the most popular colors in the special event market. It's the great new color for dresses, and everyone has forecasted it, including Pantone, as color of the year. I love that some special event coordinators are calling it mermaid color as well. That wonderful aquamarine color is going to be perfect, and we'll combine those together. Now today, I wanted to explain a little bit about the product first for those of you who aren't familiar with it. DECO Beads and DECO Cubes, DECO Accents all come in different types of containers. You can get little pouches like this that come on a cardboard stand, and inside this is a package that makes 1 quart of DECO Beads. They also have the new DECO Scents, and we're doing an entire webisode about DECO Scents, so you can catch that here on JTV as well. Or they come in a jar like this. Inside the jar are the DECO Beads. They look like that, and they come dried. They haven't been hydrated yet. And there's different sizes of DECO Beads as well. There's the regular size, and there's also the extra large. That's this one. And these are a nice large size, and they swell up to be really big. There's some experimental shapes and sizes coming too from JRM Chemical, so you'll want to stay tuned to see the latest things from this great company. So what happens is we have to add water to create that. So let me show you. Now here's a green alert. I try and collect different types of containers. These are old juice containers, and it's a great thing for me to use to hydrate my JRM Chemical products. So we take this, we'll take our pouch of beads, and we're going to pour that inside the container. Get them all down inside. On the backs of these containers, there's measurements as well. So for example, you add 1 ounce or 2 level teaspoons to 1 gallon of water to create the extra large beads. These are the cubes. And they come in little small squares that look like that. When those are hydrated, they look like these guys. So one little baby like this swells up to be a cube like that. It's perfect for some cool projects, and we're going to use those on JTV as well. So then we take a quart of water. Again, boxed water is better, and I love the fact that this is pre-measured into a quart. So I add that. To my DECO beads and seal up the container. I'm going to let that sit for about 24 hours, and it's going to allow it to swell up. The larger shapes especially the extra, extra large spheres, take a little bit more time to swell up. We've got another cool shape that we use today too. This will be part of our project as well. But these are seashells. And it's a nice big form too. But you want to give it plenty of time to swell up. So putting them in water and giving them some time is a key essential ingredient for you. And using great containers like this is a great way for us to reuse and recycle products. So now that you know about the products and how to work with them and how to create them, we'll get started on today's project. Let me clean this out of the way and we'll go. So now let's get started. A key ingredient to today's project is our gala bouquet holder. We're using the large size with the crystal handle because we don't want it to show up later on. And we want the clear one rather than the green one. I know I've told you for a long time that we created the green one so that it would be camouflaged, but today we want to camouflage the clear one inside our DECO beads. We're going to use this wonderful vase from Floraglass to create our top in. So we've got some beautiful flowers to start with and foliages. Got a couple of monstera leaves. We're going to cut those short. We're going to go into the bottom quadrant of that gala bouquet holder. We're going to add these over the top of one another so we get a good layering effect. Our next product is this beautiful Mardi Gras Queen Anne's lace from Esmeralda. Now, this has been dip dyed with a special color enhancement. I love the colorations because you'll notice that it doesn't color all the foliage and the coloration itself looks extremely natural. And again, it's Mardi Gras, so we've got lots of usable stems. The great part about the gala bouquet holder too is that we're able to use the quadrants on the lower side and the design ports that fall below the center section of the gala bouquet holder itself. So it allows us to use 360 degrees of that foam that's on the inside. We'll add a couple shorter pieces up here at the top. Queen Anne's lace adds such great texture. And then having it have this great natural lavender color is perfect. We use a secondary color enhanced product. This is the Mardi Gras Solid Ago from Esmeralda, and this one has been tinted a great green color. We're going with greens and blues and purples today, and we're using the turquoise and the spring green product from JRM Chemical. So we've got both of those together, and that combination is going to look great with these cooler colors. Again, being able to add that texture together with an unusual, unexpected color means that our customers are going to look at it and say, I really like that, and something's different about it. So having a great solid ago texture with an unexpected green color adds a sense of magic to our arrangement. I talked to you about using cool colors. I used my J Colors card so that I could reference the colors that I wanted to use. This is available right here on uBloom, so you can get your own copy. It has a color wheel that's based just for the flower industry. And on the back, we have combinations of colors. So we're going with a nice cool color range. We're choosing those cool colors on that side of the color wheel. So we're going with those 3 color ranges to create this project. It's a great reference tool, and it's great for me to think about the colors I'm going to use for each special event. So now we'll add a little more purple. These are beautiful orchids from Amy's. The great part about the Gala bouquet holder is no matter which direction I come into that arrangement, I've got foam and I've got a receptacle for the stems. I'm not running into a plastic back. I'm not running into an area where there's not foam. It's a circle, so I can come in from any direction. Now I want to add some color impact down in tight in the center of the bouquet. These beautiful carnations from Esprit are perfect for that. That's our focal area, and that delineates it so perfectly. We've got a whole webisode here on JTV about carnations. I'm in love with that product, so we can tell you all the great things that happen with carnations. But in this case, it's adding deep, vibrant color down inside our arrangement. Notice back here, there's kind of a hole inside there. But when we bring that carnation in, we've created color and interest deep down inside the bouquet. Now again, texture with this green hypericum from Esprit as well. Chartreuse green makes the other colors bubble up. So by adding that and putting it next to those other colors, it makes those colors appear more visually intense. Keep your eye on these two as I come in with that chartreuse green. Pairing that next to it just makes that color even more vibrant and intense. Amy's Orchid also makes these beautiful green lotus pods. And because green is such a hot color right now, wanted to add those inside here as well. Everyone's looking for more green flowers. Now let's go back to our color wheel. We talked about looking for green flowers, but what about blue flowers? We've got our purple and we've got our green together, but we need some blue. Blue flowers can sometimes be a challenge. We have hydrangeas, too big for this. We've got some delphinium. They're, again, a line flower. We've already got those purple ones in there. I'd like to have something that dots itself and is kind of reminiscent of the way that these beads look. Baby's breath would be perfect, but it doesn't come in colors. Or does it? The great new Fun Time dyed baby's breath from Esmeralda. Look at that. It's a beautiful color, the exact same color as delphinium, and that's going to be perfect. Same textural representation, repeating of those round patterns. It's perfect to add inside this arrangement. The great thing about the Fun Time, notice how all of the blossoms are at the top and there's no foliage down below. So it's an easy product for me to work with, and it's a labor-saving device as well. That's one of the things that Esmeralda focuses on, creating great volume and great value inside each of their products. Okay, I think that portion of our project is finished. We'll set that off to the side. And now we'll work on the base. So here, we've got a nice tall cylinder vase. And in the base of it, we've put the new Sub 9 submersible from Acolyte. It has 9 LED lights and a switch that turns it on. And it's completely submersible, so it can go underwater and be underwater for about 18 hours. It's also battery operated, so you can replace the batteries. So that's a great green alert for us as well. So we've placed that in the bottom of the container, and now we're going to layer our two colors together. Remember, we're using spring green and the turquoise. I like the colors because they're close to each other and they're going to blend nicely. And we're also going to kick it up by using the new Sub 2s. This is a double submersible from Acolyte Because our distance from the bottom to the top is pretty long, we're going to want to have these in between to give us more reflective quality all the way up the stem. And imagine when we have 10 or 20 of these throughout an entire ballroom, how pretty that's going to be with the light dancing across the tables. It's a perfect way for us to engage this light with our deco beads for today's project. So we'll start with our turquoise beads. Look at how great that reflective quality is with that sub 9 on the bottom. So now we'll take one of these and drop it down inside there. Our next level will be with the green. Now you notice how the colors start to blend together. I love working with the deco beads. People can't resist touching them, and so having them encased inside here too is going to be ideal for our project as well. So then we add another one. I can also use a stick to shift it around if it doesn't fall in the exact right spot. Okay. More of the turquoise. Notice how we're getting that subtle variation in color. That's perfect. Now we could use colors that contrast. Imagine some of the ones that we were looking before. Perhaps we use the root beer and then we use cobalt blue, so we've got a great blue and brown combination. Or maybe we want to use pink and hot oranges together. We've got different opportunities to change this up. This same style of bouquet and same style of arrangement could be completely different using different colors. The other great thing too is to have them facing towards the outside. So sometimes if you turn those on their side, you get even more reflective quality. We'll add our green. This time we're going to go for a thicker band of green, so we get some good definition in those colors. Now remember, as you're creating these too, if you need to use a couple of them, so you get an area that's a little bit brighter, you can do that too. Now the other thing that you're going to notice is I took these and I poured off as much water as I possibly could, because we don't want water to settle down here at the bottom of the cylinder itself. If there's extra water, then it's going to be clear there. Now that can be a very cool effect, don't get me wrong, but in this case we want to see those beads defined all the way to the bottom of the cylinder. Again, look at the difference of having that be straight up or being placed down inside, and how that gives us so much more great reflective quality. I'm going to put 2 up here because I want it to be a little bit brighter underneath the monstera leaves. There we go. Now, it's not filled to the top. I want to tell you about that because what we're going to do now is we're going to put our bouquet holder down inside that. So I probably need just a few more. I always make sure that I mix up plenty. So we've got a few more of these. just going to add them by hand at this point to try and ensure that we have the right amount. That looks about right. So then, our bouquet holder fits down inside that, and it pushes the balance of those beads up to the top edge of the container. Now that's a pretty centerpiece. We can add a few details too on the base of the container itself with the shells that I told you about earlier. If I had a mirror, I could set a mirror on the table. Or maybe I want to put a couple of little great votive candles out there. Because these are mermaid colors too, the shells are going to be perfect. And just an assortment of green shells. The great part about them too is that they have reflective qualities. So if we position even a couple of those over the top of one of these, that could be pretty interesting too. You've got lots of options when you use the DECO beads. I thought it only fitting that we bring the lights down to show you how amazing the DECO beads look illuminated. It really brings out those colors. And now you know how to create a beautiful, colorful, illuminated special event centerpiece that's based on color. It allows you the freedom to create a rainbow of different arrangements, all thanks to the brand new colors available from JRM Chemical and DECO Beads. Until next week, keep having fun with flowers.